So what are some stories we didn't talk about today? Well, there's lots of stories. Mm-hmm. And I talked about some of them, but not all of them.
I guess part of the stories we did talk about, is there any additional?
Yeah, not really. Like, there's very little known about Left 4 Dead, or I'm sorry, Back 4 Blood. Basically, they haven't talked about it at all. They're just like, we're doing this.
It's cool that they're doing it, too.
Yeah.
4 in the name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one is like, we don't really know how this like review bombing thing is going to shake out, but that's what they've said they're going to do, but like they haven't started doing it yet. So like, we'll see what happens when it starts happening, right?
Yeah, and I think it's important to note with the review bombing that the plan and like the idea is that it's Valve isn't making any like value judgments.
No.
Yeah.
About if it's being review bombed for a legitimate reason or not legitimate, one way or another.
Everyone's upset because this guy's a Nazi publishing a game and so everyone's review bombing. It's like, it's still a review bomb.
Yeah.
It's still,
theoretically, they're not making, they don't care either way.
Yeah, just if they're like a game is being review bombed, any review that comes in during that time, good, bad, or neutral, right, will just not have its score counted. They'll still be there. You can still read them, but like that, honestly, I know like that seems smart because then you'll just have somebody spending hours, like their entire day, reading reviews, trying to figure out if it's a gotcha, right, or like. What counts as like whatever fucking racist dog whistle they're sending out from 4chan now?
Yep.
Like obviously, like in the short term, having all the reviews from that section eliminated could be kind of a that could be a pain in the butt especially for like a smaller game.
Yeah.
But in the long term, it's theoretically, over some time, it shouldn't really make that much difference as more legitimate reviews come in. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk about. I don't think there was much in the way of other stuff to talk about the stories we did talk about. The thing about talked about in the outro was specifically specifically in response to people being grumbling about how. Devs weren't showing up in the Bethesda.
Not the Bethesda, the Anthem subreddit.
Right, the Anthem subreddit. It's like because when the game first came out, a few of the developers showed up and were like answering people's questions and doing AMAs and that kind of stuff about all the stuff. And people were grumbling about how the communication between the company and the players has been less good lately.
Because the devs don't show up and babysit the frickin' forums.
Yeah, because now it's mostly the people who are talking to the players are like the PR people whose job it is to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to talk to those people. We want to talk to the people who are ill-equipped to handle our issues.
So yeah, it's obviously it'd be nice to. It's that thing where it's like you don't have to be nice. There's no you don't have to be nice to developers.
Right.
Like hurting somebody's feelings is not allowed. Like you can do that.
Right.
But just be aware that will make it less likely for them to come back. So choose wisely, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're fully within your rights to do that. But that's what happens when you do.
Let's see, but what else didn't we talk about? So there's this game on Steam called, it's a Chinese-only game called, what is it, Tiny Snow? And then somebody was like, this game's not very well written. And then...
It's Chinese, by the way.
The love story in it is not very believable.
Yeah, and then the developer basically said, well, I don't have a lot of experience, so I'll try harder next time. And people felt bad and have now bought the game.
Yeah, like he literally says, the plot is not... he responds with, the plot is not convincing because I never experienced love.
I'm more experienced in rejection or something.
Yeah, right? I will try harder next time.
Apparently, a bunch of people have bought the game. It's like I don't know Chinese. I just I just wanted to support the developer.
Yeah.
it turns out, so the developer has since sort of said that like that was a little bit of a translation thing, that it wasn't supposed.
Yeah.
For one thing, which I don't, whether it was a translation thing or not, obviously, that being like getting a bunch of like pity buys at a certain point is actually probably because apparently you're such, you're so unlovable. Like it's got to be kind of a mixed feeling.
It's it's a kind of this sad sack. That's why everybody likes Winnie the Pooh, right?
And Charlie Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame it's only in Chinese because maybe it would be a good game to do on Now Kiss.
Oh yeah.
Having it only in Chinese makes.
Maybe
difficult.
it's or maybe not, because if the love story is written poorly, you just would have a bad time with it. Anyway.
All right, what else?
What else was there? I didn't read that story.
I didn't read the Shotgun Farmers one either, but it sounds great.
So this is not like news as in like a new thing. This is just an awesome game that's coming out.
Yeah.
This, so basically it's a game that's sort of a not PUBG, but like a multiplayer game.
Right.
And the concept behind it, it's called Shotgun Farmers. And the concept behind it is all the weapons are plants.
Right.
And you harvest them. So like you harvest like a cob of corn and then it's like a shotgun. But if you harvest it too early, you only get like one shot. But if you wait till it's ripe, then you get like a full 8 shots of a shotgun.
Interesting.
However stuff.
Oh, I like this thing too.
And the best thing is, if you miss somebody, like if you don't hit them, wherever your shot lands is now a seed that will grow its own gun plant.
Right.
Of that kind. And so apparently it actually makes a really cool dynamic in the game because it's a natural way of making it so that like the game kind of ramps up.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning there aren't that many plants around, and then as the game goes, as like a particular session goes, more and more plants are starting to get ripe, and so there are more and more weapons around.
And it almost feels in a way like it's like if you shoot if you're like I'm low on ammo or I need whatever, it's like I might need to just waste shots in order to plant trees so I can have more guns.
So. It seemed like a fun idea. It was reminding me a little bit of, the game that we did some work for, where guns are
American Dream.
American Dream, yeah.
Or guns are everything.
Guns are everything.
What else? Oh yes. So PUBG is a bunch of kids got arrested and released with a warning for playing PUBG in India because the Prime Minister of India was like, look, the kids are playing too many violent games.
Yeah, so they're actually. This is like this is almost like a Footloose scenario.
Yeah.
It's like they literally said like video game. These games are making kids, and cited specifically like PUBG and Fortnite and a few others. Only PUBG at this point has actually been like it's literally illegal. Mm-hmm. Like you will get arrested for playing it.
But Fortnite is not.
Fortnite at this moment is not.
No, because the thing is, you could just be playing Fortnite to go to Weezer Island, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just to appreciate the middling music of some men in their late 40s.
So that means that PUBG now has to add some sort of mode for like
Weezer Island.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think of some other sort of appropriate. I guess, given the age, then maybe the bare naked ladies need to get into PUBG. I guess.
Anyway.
I'm a big BNL fan, so...
Perfect. You're the target demographic.
I am, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine that the arrest was preceded by a heavy sigh from the cops, just being like, this is what we're doing today.
And not only that, they let them off with a warning. Because I think that's the idea. You arrest them and then you let them go with a warning, because it's like, you should know better, and it's at some point they'll maybe make it stick, but it's like, what an immense waste of people's time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the Epic Store has obviously there's been some controversy back and forth about especially with like exclusives and stuff. Mm-hmm. But also in the last week there's been some disturbing information about it possibly getting information that it shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now the original post, it has been blown up a little bit out of proportion in the sense that some of the things, but like for instance, they're like, there's a file called tracking.js because it's a node thing, and they're like, that's just like analytics for the actual game, for the actual like store itself, like this thing.
Yeah, they don't have a thing called spyware.js. I don't think.
So it's been blown up a little bit, but one of the things that hasn't been is that it does, when you install it, it goes and grabs your Steam friends list, and makes a copy of it, an encrypted copy of it.
Which is supposedly just so, like, if you have Steam friends who are on the Epic Store, you can connect and be friends there too. But
yeah, so that they said that. That's so that if you turn on Steam friend sharing, they will be able to send that to them. But even if you don't turn it on, as soon as you install it, it still gets it in anticipation of when you decide to turn it on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which is by itself kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's doing it by actually like literally going and grabbing that file from your computer. Which Steam provides an API to access that information to like the GOG and other systems use. That they are not using. They are literally just grabbing the file. And what that means is that what they're doing actually bypasses Steam privacy settings. Because they're accessing the file. They're accessing the file directly rather than actually going through Steam. So that's bad. Now the explanation they've given is that it's based on how they kind of quickly hacked it into so that Fortnite could share your, and apparently like the Steam the Epic launcher is based off the Fortnite launcher. But it's a pretty sketchy move anyway. Like regardless of where it came from, it reeks of the sort of we're sorry we got caught kind of thing.
We screwed this thing up.
That like it wouldn't have changed if nobody had actually like caught them on it.
Because I can certainly understand the thing of like Tim Sweeney saying in the Ars Technica article being like, I'm sorry I pushed everyone so hard to kind of like implement this thing. It's kind of like, if nobody had saw this as a problem, you would have been like, great. And maybe you would have been unaware of the fact that you were grabbing a bunch of information more than maybe you needed to grab. But this idea of like, and we should have just slowed down. It's like, actually you're right. You should have just slowed down.
So it's one of these things where it's not that Steam is not that the Epic launcher is spying on you, but it's still not doing something that it probably shouldn't.
So that was yours and that was yours.
So speaking of Steam, Dwarf Fortress is coming to Steam, which
it's never been on before.
Yeah, it's never been on before. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, Dwarf Fortress is an incredibly deep simulation game that has been in development by a pair of brothers since 2006 or something. Like it's been in development, basically continually in development forever. And unfortunately, part of the reason why it's going on Steam, which is a little sad or a little unfortunate, is that they're saying that they're getting older, and they want to have like a little bit more stable stream of income for like say healthcare.
Like they actually have family members who actually are in need of more expensive healthcare than what they can actually afford. So it's like I get it. Okay.
And I think there is a little bit of they're good natured about it, but there is a little bit of the idea that there's like a ton of games on Steam that one might call were inspired by aspects of Dwarf Fortress. That have been ridiculously successful, and so I think there's a little bit of like, hey, maybe we could get some of that as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They got a good Patreon going, which is great. They're making over $6,000 a month, which is fantastic. But the idea that they've got to bring the Dwarf Fortress is a very complicated, complex, really interesting game. And the one thing that made me happy about this, other than them being able to afford stuff, is apparently they're going to get a graphical tile set as default, as opposed to having to put one in the game.
There are a few different real graphical tile sets, but I saw a great comment. Somebody was like, Dwarf Fortress is like it's like the 8-bit. Someone was saying like Dwarf Fortress for me is like the 8-bit version of EVE Online. I keep hearing amazing stories about it.
Yeah.
But I cannot play it. And it's like it sounds really fun from all these neat stories that come out of it. But if you actually like try to play it, you don't get anywhere.
I have a friend of mine in Edmonton who played it quite a bit, and just watching him play it, I was like, I don't get what you're seeing here. And he's like, well, there's this, and it was like watching someone in the Matrix. Like,
it's literally, well, especially the
ASCII
default version is like literally ASCII characters moving on around the screen.
I'm just like, oh my god.
Anyhow, check out Dwarf Fortress if that's interesting you on Steam.
Yeah, I didn't read the thing about the Overwatch League because, of course, we were late today because of multiple reasons. So we were kind of going through things very fast.
So Overwatch League is the official Overwatch esports thing.
Okay.
And in 2018 and 2019, it is in
Burbank,
California.
Okay.
Which is where Blizzard is. And even though like the teams are like city-based, like the names, the city
belong to a city. Okay.
Have like, but they're all based. They all actually are physically located in Burbank, so they can all
play each other
games and play each other.
Sure.
Their plan is for the 2020 season to actually have them all in their respective for them to all go home.
Okay. Yeah. Live in their cities. Okay.
And live in their cities.
Yeah.
And then basically like have home games and away games to try to make, like, it's a weird thing because it's sort of like I think it's a combination of trying to make it seem more like
sports is.
More like sportsy, I guess.
Yeah.
And also I think the idea is that by having the team in the city, that will make it easier or better for like the fans who are from that city can then like watch games live in that city.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Obviously, the big thing that's concerning everybody is that's going to be a lot more travel for all the players.
Yes.
Who are already having problems with burnout and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, the other thing, which is a little odd, is that a lot of them. I mean, I guess this is a standard thing in sports, but a lot of them are not from. Like there's like the Vancouver team, which I'm not totally sure whether that's Vancouver, Washington, or Vancouver, Canada.
That's fair.
But now that I think about it, it's like the Vancouver thing. I've assumed it was Canada, but maybe it's actually Vancouver, Washington.
Sure.
Is made up largely of Korean players.
Right.
It's possible that they have never been to Vancouver.
Yeah, and now they have to live.
And it's like, wait, when I signed up for this team, I didn't know I wanted to live in California.
Yeah, as far as I was concerned, it was just a name. I didn't think I was going to actually have to live in that place.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't really have a. I don't know. If you're going to call your team the Vancouver, whatever, they should be in Vancouver. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I agree
that's
too.
That's how sports works.
And the idea
Vancouver. It is Vancouver, BC.
And getting the Vancouver Titans, I believe.
But if you were hired, if you were hired for a team and have spent the last 2 years in California, having to move to Vancouver, nice as it is, could be a bit of a shock.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's just kind of fascinating. Like, just kind of skimming the article now, but it's like that they have to go from we all had to a city and then we all have to live together to do this thing, and now we have to do something that's less efficient but is actually maybe better for developing brands, because I mean, like, maybe you can start cheering for the Vancouver Titans and go watch matches and go do that kind of thing. Yeah, that might be very good.
I mean, we'll see how it works out. So I mean, the same problems that with the NBA or the NHL, like that they're having to work through, like for instance, like late trades become very, very bad.
Yeah.
When you're actually talking about moving across the country.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was just like, hey, go next door, it's not so bad.
Yeah, and I imagine like focus on like because these people are not physical athletes in the like they're not high performance athletes in that way. But if the whole idea is like, well, they got to be able to deal with jet lag and being tired and all this like burnout and whatever else, it's like neat. I guess you get to start tackling the idea of diet and exercise, and really kind of maybe these guys end up turning into like physical athletes just so they can stand the
Well,
strain.
I mean, here's the thing, like, yeah, like, I get that, like, it sucks to have to, like, travel and do, like, these matches and stuff. Like, yeah, that's very difficult. But at the same time, like, don't call your team the blah de blah if they never are in that city.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Absolutely.
Just call them the Titans. Why are they the Vancouver Titans?
I mean, yeah, obviously the criticism from fans is that, one, it's a waste of money that they're going to be spending a ton of money on, like, airfare. Mm-hmm. And two, that the fans don't actually care. Like the fans don't, the fans who are currently fans, don't really care. I mean, the hope is that this will pick up new fans, I guess.
Yeah.
But the idea that this seems that this is it's trying too hard to make it like a traditional. Sports franchise,
Physical sports franchise.
without, while obviously when you're doing the esports. Now, what's interesting though is that in a game, especially a game, a FPS and stuff like Overwatch, they can't actually do they do have to do physical game like LANs for latency reasons and stuff.
Yeah,
they still do it. They have to all be physically in the same spot, so you can't. So they will have to fly them around. But anyway. So that's mostly the story. There's this thing about Phoenix Point, which is a game that is a crowdfunded game that was funded on Fig, which has not been super successful as a crowdfunding place. But anyway, that unfortunately has become a Epic Store exclusive for a year rather than coming out on Steam, which is what it was originally supposed to, and that has been a somewhat controversial decision.
Given that the fact that when they were coming out, they're like, everybody, when you win this funds and we make it, you'll all get a Steam key, and now it's like you'll have to wait a year.
Yeah, you'll get an Epic Store key.
Yeah, if you want to do it there.
But yeah. I mean, personally, as somebody who, I play a few games on the Epic Store, and I have lots of games on the Steam Store, obviously, and stuff. I don't really care that much where a game comes out, but I can see if you are if you've got all the achievement, if you're deeply invested in one of the places, and that's where your friends list and all that kind of stuff is. Yeah. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And I mean, especially certain people are a little bit reluctant about the Epic Store with the privacy thing that just came out.
Absolutely,
and stuff. And it's just it's an unfortunate move, and so they're giving refunds and stuff, which is nice, but it's part of the thing of Epic throwing around pretty huge amounts of money to get exclusives on their stuff.
I mean, they would. If they came to Loading Ready Run and say, we want your game on our platform, and be like, we don't even make a game, but sure.
Yeah, I could guess I'll learn.
We will.
Ren'Py for dummies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's it. Is that all the news? Excellent. Let us welcome the subs before we have to go and run away and get ready to do the grand finale of By Law and Order. I know the Wizards account hasn't tweeted about it, and in fact they sent out tweets last week saying it was last week because we had to move back a week because there was the plane issue. But it really is tonight, and please tune in. I don't want people to miss it.
Whoever it is that had their PR schedule set up has probably just already put all their tweets in place for how they're supposed to be.
They put those into Hootsuite weeks ago and haven't looked at it since.
Yeah, and that's how it works in the big business, right?
Yeah, so, but...
Sorry, one sec.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Paul's getting ready.
You just gotta... Right.
So, tune into that if that's your jam. You can go upvote our Reddit post on the Magic subreddit, advertising it as well.
Ah. I see Bronze Finger.
Yes.
It's been here for 63 months.
Excellent. And our next person, which is Brand Basket Buntifodkaske, Legion Loyalist, Lirulent, and Natsnock 780 were all gifted subs by Pharaohbender27. Thank you.
That's okay. I'm waiting for you to... I'm sure you'll figure it out. Jadnim, or Jadenim, is a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
And hey, it's your friend and mine, Zerg539, who's been here for 27 months. Thank you for your support, Zerg.
The Green Monster 450 has been here for 27 months. Welcome back.
And oh boy, cannons are instrument, 42 months.
Lord Shadner, welcome back. It's your 62nd month.
Manfred909, you're a brand new subscriber, but you've been around here longer than that, so thanks for coming back.
Welcome to Kai7891, who's been here 2 years.
The File Clerk for 13 months. Thank you very much.
And Greya, wait, sorry, Beige, was gifted by Masta2505.
I figure we're going in reverse order
I'm
now.
trying to read chat.
That's fine. Toon Hoon is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to the channel.
Sprunderscore. _sprunderscore for 27 months. Thank you very much.
Ooh, what about Psycho Student? They've been here for 22 months.
Welcome to Void Spinner. You've been here 30 months.
Aslan121 for 6 months. Thank you very much.
Mars is dead. 19 months. Rest in peace, Mars.
Jedi Transmit has been here 25 months. A perfect square.
Pythag 012 or Pythag 12? I don't know. Or Pythagus? I don't know. Is a new subscriber. Welcome.
Corp, 36 months. That's 3 years.
That's 3 years.
3 years and been around much longer.
Bo to Big Foot Face Jr. Here for 27 months. Welcome back.
I'm going to say that is what that is.
Joaquin? Joaquin J?
Maybe.
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Darokin, you've been here for 5 years. That's stupendous.
Glorious Most is returned for their 4th month, and that's stupendous as well.
What the? Damn it! You're haunting me. IOACHIMJ.
I hope that's how it's pronounced.
RJ Dennis. That one was pretty easy. I don't know why it took me so long to say. 15 months.
You don't want to screw up. Like, the sound of white noise is very easy to understand. It's your whole year.
Game Loser 01 for 21 months.
Tchaikovsky was gifted by an anonymous gifter.
Quarkle. God, that didn't come out right. Quarkle. Quarkle. Quarkle.
KR is a tough one.
Welcome.
Kror. Yeah. Ruhimora.
Yeah.
Anonymous gifter. Thank you very much.
And thanks for 202 bits from Lord Crasher and the Maricat.
Yay, thank
so
you.
please
Yay.
stick around. You can watch By Law and Order coming up at 5 p.m., so that's just under 2 hours' time, on the D&D channel, which is twitch.com/DND, like letter D.
Twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv, D, capital D, small n, capital D, D&D, or on our channel where we'll be hosting it. So thanks, everybody. Bye.
Why is this doing it?
I don't know. Killing time, killing to you with a face,
Yeah,
Beige.
that's fine.
That's a good way to kill time.
It's just